Yeah, hello friends. This is Suren Pururi talking about a very important topic for all human beings. This is called self-realization. So just trying to, because this is the most important one. If we understand who we are, then we will be happy all the time. Because we are unhappy for the only reason is because of the identity crisis. We will see what is identity and what is self-realization, and then how the self-realization helps us in being happy all the time. So, right. So this terminology, I think majority of the people hear about it, but don't know. The different people have a different interpretation, different understanding. So, I'm just trying to attempt to go in depth into it. Okay. So please bear with me. So your feedback helps me in improving this particular videos. All right. So what exactly is self-realization? All right. So if you look at it, all the human beings basically have something called consciousness. And we are the ability to see, hear, because I am right now talking, the ability I'm able to talk, I'm able to hear, I'm able to touch, taste, smell. Uh, so the entire world around us and everything is all because of single source of creation that is called consciousness. Right? So we all think I'm a body and I'm a mind. So, but the actual true picture of it is I'm not a body, I am not a mind, I'm consciousness sitting inside this body and guiding this body performing actions. So the same consciousness exists across all human being, and so it's all being manifested. In a way, there is only one thing that exists. So these are all different, but it exists as a human being, as a plant, as an animal. So it's all being manifested, right? So it's a very difficult concept, but if we really understand it and if we can, work towards it, things will be much easier. I'm just trying to make an attempt to explain what it is, right? So, what is self-realization? To understand who we really are. If somebody asks, who are you? We say, this is my name, this is my address, this is where physically I live, this is, my status, this is my position, this is my money I have, this is so on, so on. So, it's always talk about, but are we really that? That is what is fundamentally thing, right? So that is not who we are, right? So we are confused between, we talk about, no, right? So let's see what it is, right? So it becomes, so to understand this concept, first let's analyze the nature first. So let's analyze the nature logically. So if you observe the nature, nature is not what, nothing but God, consciousness, self, Atma. So all that various terms you can give it, but they all semantically means the same. So if you really look around, see around us, it's all being created. See, everything is, there is a continuous creation is happening, continuous destruction is happening, continuous sustenance is happening, right? So the people are being born every few seconds, people are dying every few seconds. Similarly, animals are dying, birds, plants are being created. So who are all doing it? Is there, so everything is all happening. How is it happening, right? That is what I'm talking about. In the nature, the continuous creation is happening, continuous destruction is happening, continuous sustenance. So how? So if we understand that, then probably the self-realization and enlightenment becomes much easier. That is what this approach I'm taking it. Right now, okay, let's look at the nature, right? On air, water. How did the water come? Right? Our air, rivers, oceans. If you look at the air, oxygen, nitrogen, they're all various kinds of gases, there are kinds of minerals, iron, gold, platinum, right? Stones, marble, they're all being created by what? Our nature, right? So then colors, various kinds of colors, plants, flowers, vegetable. So does human being have anything to do with, are we actually creating any of no? Right? Including us, who created our body, who created our mind, who created this ability, right? So now there is an infinite, what is consciousness? It's infinite in size with billions of stars and galaxies. If you look at the nature, right? There's the sun, there's the moon. Again, on Earth, scientifically, it's proven that same five elements are being used to create humans, plants, and animals, right? What are those five elements? No matter, every many matter you take it as a earth, air, water, space, and fire. Whether it's you take a human beings, you take the animals, or you take the plants, same five elements exist in all of us, right? So what is the summary of analysis of nature? Now onwards, I see consciousness word, which is nothing but God or nature. Everything we see around us is created by consciousness directly or indirectly. What is indirect creation? For example, a mobile, these are all indirect creation. But again, the nature is creating it, right? So that we will talk about in separate video. Humans are being created, continuously created, consciousness, sustained, because again, we are sustaining it. I'm able to see it every moment I can see it. I can hear it, right? So these are all what? These are all again is because of consciousness, I'm able to hear, all my senses are performing, a digestive system, I'm able to eat, right? These are all again because the destroyed. Again, at the end of the life of a body, this body is being destroyed, right? Okay. So now what is consciousness? The source of creation from which everything we see around is being manifested. So it exists all, what is called? It exists all the time, right? There is no beginning and end. It's omniscient. It knows everything. It knows everything about the universe, right? It exists everywhere in the universe. It's invisible through the senses. How do you reach out? It's invisible, right? Whatever we see around is it's a manifestation. Humans, plants, animals. Can you think of at least one thing that is not created by the consciousness? I don't think, at least I could not think, but if any of you think there is something that being created, without the any of the consciousness directly and indirectly, I'll be more than happy to hear from you. What are the fundamentals of consciousness, right? The basic five elements are created. What are the basic? Air, water, fire, space, and earth. Then consciousness plus these five elements in various combinations. So that means humans, there is a template for human creation. There is a template for planet creation. There is a template for earth. Basically, there is a template for plant. There is a template for animal. There is a template for water, underwater animals. There is a template for birds. So there is a different templates are being used to create the different living beings. That's all it is. But in all these living beings, the consciousness is the common thing. The day that conscious leaves that particular thing is dead, right? So microorganisms do that. So let's understand the human structure. There is something in human body. If you really curiously observe, there's something in human body because of which we are all alive, isn't it? How do we know that? If no, let's look at what's the difference between a dead body and human body, right? So, so, so the basically all the body parts of the dead body and live body, they are there. But only thing is the live body responds because of the consciousness. Dead body cannot, because the consciousness not there in this body, but in this is there. That's the only difference, right? So now if we also know, so if we can clearly look at it from this angle, you can see that. So the consciousness exists in every living being, exists everywhere in this thing, right? So, so again, all these ability to talk, see, hear, touch, taste, smell, these are all the attributes of consciousness, right? Ability to digest food, that is another attribute. Breathe in and breathe out, that's again attribute of consciousness. Dispose of again this body, the liquid waste, solid waste, the disposal system, that is again is part of the consciousness. So it's an attribute of, right? So hungry, that's again is consciousness, common, right? Ability to show emotions of joy. These are all again is a contribution. So all these are all possible because of the right human. For some humans, some of the abilities are not here. For example, they are called dumb, blind, or deaf people, right? So let's understand the human creation, right? So the sperm in male is a property of consciousness, egg in female is a property of consciousness. The thought of creation of both in both male and female is a property of consciousness. The process of bringing sperm and egg at one place is a property of consciousness. The hosting environment of the womb is a property of consciousness. Day-to-day creation of humans for 9 months is monitored and created by the conscious. Now tell me, who actually created us? Did our parents really create us? Right. Now let's look at the difference of consciousness versus subconscious conditional. The conscious actions are all common across, right? Ability to see, all the sensory action, ability to eat, breathe in, breathe out, these are all same. Then what is the difference between a human being to human being? The difference is there in the subconscious part of it, that conditional part. So what is happening is you are able to see it, but the seeing it, then processing is depends on the mind of the particular body. So one body, one mind in a body X interprets differently, one mind in a different body Y differently, two differently, three differently. That is the difference, right? So that is what is called the raga dveshas, likes and dislikes. So these are all conditional mind. So that's not what who we are. So if you remove the conditional part, so we are equivalent to the conscious. We will look into that, right? Okay. So that's the basics. I just thought I'll just share with you. I think a lot more videos are coming up. Thank you very much. Please watch it and give your feedback.